Hey guys, coming at you from my front yard garden. I thought I'd just take some time to show you what's happening in the garden. We're kind of like halfway through the season here, and it's been awesome. It's been my first, believe it or not, my first personal garden ever. So when I got into farming, I just started farming. I had never grown vegetables in a garden before, so I just got into it. So this has been my first garden, and it's been pretty awesome. We're eating a crazy amount of food from this garden right now. We're harvesting beets, carrots, celery, broccolini, cucumbers, zucchinis, every kind of herb, basil, cilantro, parsley, dill. My wife likes to cook sage leaves. We've got lovage. I mean, so much stuff, it's crazy. And we're picking a ton of berries. I mean, our raspberries out here are produced like gangbusters. I think that's their third year. We've been picking limes from my lime tree. Lemons haven't done much this year, but there's a lot going on in the garden. And I just doubled up our strawberry patch. So let me kind of take you around and show you what's what in the garden. Our strawberry patch has just been killing it this year. And these are Everbearing Strawberries. So they're actually fruiting again right now. And you know, if any of you guys have grown strawberries before, you know how they send off all these runners and stuff, right? And if the runners are in there and they touch the soil, they'll form little roots. So what you can do is just break those off and plant them. So this one doesn't have any roots on it, but it's just an example of, like, it just grows roots out of the crown there, and you can just plant up your strawberries again, so you can keep perpetually double up your strawberries. So that's what I did. I pulled out that trellis that was here because the peas were done for the season. So I'm actually going to put a better trellis in here. I've kind of let my function define my form a little bit with this garden, so I'm kind of figuring out exactly what I want to do as I go. So that'll be a feature I add in the fall. But yeah, just doubling up these strawberries, so this whole bed will be strawberries. I mean, who knows if these ones will flower and fruit this year. They might, because there are little buds on them. They're flowering, especially, but you know, all of these ones are starting to flower again, and we're actually picking strawberries in here. There's not as many right now as there will be, because you can see all these little, but we're finding the odd one in here. There's one, a little strawberry. Really excited about my grapes. They're doing awesome, and what I'm doing is just tying them to these. I just put a couple just some stakes in the ground there with them, and this is just temporary, because what I'm going to do, and this is something I've discovered, is I'm going to build an arbor, a huge one. So there's going to be posts that are 8 feet outside of the ground, up above the ground, all along here, like one there, here, and then I'm going to keep going along here, here, until I can wire the whole thing. So basically my whole front yard will be a series of 8-foot posts out of the ground. So there'll be 10-foot posts, 2 feet into the ground, 8 feet out, with tensioned wires in between them, just like you see in a vineyard. And the whole idea is that as all this stuff fills out, I mean, these are already filled out, but I'll be able to maintain them better because I can push them into the parameters of the trellising, and it'll contain everything. By next year, this will just be a wall of green. That's what I want. My Hascap berries haven't done that great. I don't know if anybody knows anything about Hascaps, but I mean, these get water. They had lots of fertility in the soil when they started, but they just haven't done much. These raspberries are doing good. These are all doing good. Goji berries are off to a good start. I've kind of just pulled them back in. They get a little hairy. They start to spread out everywhere. And there too. This broccolini has been amazing this year. It's pretty much done now. We've been picking this for a solid month and a half, 2 months. Still not a lot of aphid, still barely any noticeable aphid pressure in it, which is actually surprising. Maybe that's because the soil is just so healthy, but this has been a staple for us. We're eating this non-stop. Our daughter eats a lot of like steamed greens. My wife kind of steams broccolini and carrots and zucchinis in bone broth, and that's something our daughter eats a lot of. And so this has been a staple for our daughter. Beans have done really well. This is my first succession of beans. Still some on here. We've been picking these pretty solid. We came through and picked these pretty heavily the other day, but we got a second crop coming on here. And then I'm doing a third succession right here, right now. So as I've harvested carrots, like we've probably already harvested eaten 30 or 40 pounds of carrots just in that area, and so we've got lots to go, and they're getting bigger too, so the yield will get bigger as we harvest them. But so I'm just this is going to be my third succession of beans. Got some soaked bean seed in here, and I'm basically just popping. I put holes on 6-inch centers, and I'm basically just popping a bean seed in each one. Hope I have enough, and if I have left over, I'll just double a couple up. Oh, I'm gonna have just enough. Just enough, and I totally estimated the amount of holes to plant. Oh my god. Look at that, I have one left over. So one spot gets 2, boom. It's one thing I love about just having a home garden is, you know, I can put my hands in the soil like this and there's a purpose to it. Whereas on the farm, you know, I'm just using tools because you got to get it done. If you're sitting on your hands and knees doing this on a farm, you know, you're not making money. So, but that's not what the garden's about. Peppers are doing great. I've just kind of re-fertilized everything and just put a bit of compost, sprinkled some Gaia Green in here, and then some compost just spread out. And actually I did that, I put some, everywhere new that I planted, I just put some new compost down. Because the beds are kind of sinking in, you can see, you know, they've come down a couple inches. So it's gonna keep topping them up, keep adding organic matter, and keep building up the soil. It's a whole flat of celery plugs. That's all gonna go in here. So this has already had 2 crops in it. It was just like radishes and greens and stuff like that. So I've cleared all that out. I'm gonna just put these 200 celery plugs all in here, spaced 6 inches apart. And this is the celery that we're eating right now. It's not totally big, but you know, it's decent. We're kind of just thinning it out a bit to eat some of them, to let some of the other ones get bigger, and then beets on the other side. And then I just cleared this area out. This is all greens, more seasonal, and bok choy and stuff like that. I've pulled all that out, put some new compost in. I put a squash and a pumpkin, or this one here in this corner is a spaghetti squash, and then in this corner this is a small pumpkin, like a mini pumpkin plant, and it's just gone nuts. At first it was just running all along this path, but then it made it so I couldn't get access to the bed because I needed to do some replanting here, so I've just redirected it all around here. It's one thing I love about these kinds of plants, and I think once I put in my new trellis all along here, that'll be a good excuse to grow something vertical up it and just train it along the top the whole season. I think that'd be kind of fun. So maybe I'll make like when this trellis is done, I'll put like some kind of wire or something in here that plant can climb up, or I'll just grow it for a while and then hang it up there and then start it along the post or something. These are my key limes. We've been enjoying these quite a bit. It's amazing how much juice is in these things. Like, they're small, right? Like, there's the size of a golf ball, but there's so much juice in them. And the leaves are edible as well. In fact, they're like really good in Thai food, like lime leaves. It's what gives it that really cool taste. Lemons aren't doing too great. We were away for a week in Quebec, and I don't think these got watered, but we've been watering them, and I re-fertilized them. I put some more compost in them, so hopefully they bounce back. This is also the time of year where you really want to start thinking about your winter garden. You know, these last couple months of summer, you know, we still got all of July ahead of us, August and September. The daylight hours start to diminish. After you pass the summer solstice, your daylight hours are declining now exponentially. And so now you really need to start thinking about what you want to have in the ground in the winter. And so winter farming and winter gardening are kind of similar. You know, we don't winter farm in the same way that I used to, in the sense that, you know, we keep our greens growing in the tunnels as long as we can, and we'll do overwintered carrots, but that's as far as we'll go. The rest of our winter production's in our nursery doing microgreens. But you know, you can grow things like celery, carrots of course, broccoli, a lot of the brassica families, what else? Greens, kale, stuff like that. You can have ready and transplant into the ground and get it mature really quickly before it gets cold, because things will grow fast this time of year. And then you establish them and you cover them up, and you can keep things going into the winter really far. It's all about getting that crop mature before it gets cold, and it more or less sits in the ground like in a form of stasis. I just wrote an article about this on Medium. I'll leave the link in the show notes if you guys want to check that out, if you want to know more about that. I kind of go into some of the details of it, but we're starting to think about that now too. So we're going to keep some winter crops for just our family in the greenhouse this year. Some broccolini, some celery. We're just starting some more kale, a lot of the things I just mentioned. So we're already thinking ahead. You know, in this garden, I won't be able to do too much into the winter because it's on the north side of my house. So at the coldest times of the year, these beds don't get a lot of light. So that stuff will have to be in the greenhouse. All right, guys, that's my garden update. If you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe button, like, share the videos with your friends, click that notification button next to the videos if you want to be notified when I do videos. All right, guys, talk to you later.